So the June stats for Vegas are finally out, and there's only two words I could use to describe them, and those words are unmitigated disaster. I haven't seen a report this bad in years, maybe if ever. And if things continue trending downwards, then it's going to be clearly evident to everybody involved that things are really not improving and on the wrong track. Now, there is one group of people that think that Vegas is doing great. That would be the casinos and their investors. But as the title implies, if you think that this is normal for Vegas, I don't know if idiot's too strong of a word, but it worked good in my title. Maybe you're just in complete and utter denial. Let's cover those numbers from the report today. Take a walk out here at the north end of the Strip and see if we can spot some people. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm the one that's been telling you this for a long time until recently everybody started saying that Vegas was in trouble. As we say around here, it's 1, 2, 3, and action. As I tie my shoe on this trash can, the white elephant in the room is that I fell on my scooter. It's fine. I had a tetanus shot, but we got to go and see everything. At least I was wearing a helmet, so my brain didn't get any more messed up than it already is. All right, so the first indicator we need to look at are pretty obvious ones. We're going to look at visitors volumes. Now, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be comparing the month of June from 2025 to the month of June of 2024. This is our year-over comparison. Typically, it's a little bit of a down month in June and July and August in Vegas, but how much more down could it possibly be? 11.3%. It's 11.3% down. And because I'm not a robot, I'm reading these off of the official Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority website. Now, that means that Vegas as an area, for the entire area, saw almost 400,000 people less come into the city in the month of June. It's a pretty pronounced drop. We've had drops every single month this year, with the biggest so far being February. But everybody told us that that was an outlier. They said February didn't count. And it really didn't, because last year the Super Bowl was in town and we were never going to reach those same heights for a February until another Super Bowl shows up, which most likely will be soon. But yeah, being down 11.3% for visitor volume on average for the city, that is not a place where we can afford to be. I think last month was 6 point something. I did a video on that. You should subscribe to the channel if you like these kinds of analysis videos. What about conventions? The saving grace. As we sit out here next to Resorts World, a resort that really wants to have conventions. How do those do? So conventions, why do conventions matter so much to Vegas, and how could Vegas possibly lose one of the biggest moneymakers that it's ever had to hedge bets against bad economies? Well, conventions bring countless billions of dollars into the town, and if we take a look at June of 2024, another month where it's a little slower for tourism, but hey, we have conventions, we're down 10.7%. which is a large drop in conventions. This could be due to several factors. Possibly it's the economy slowing down in several spots, but if you look at the stock market and you look at how everything else is going, it makes no sense. Perhaps Vegas is pricing the conventions out of the market. That's something that has happened in the past. Or perhaps people are just taking their convention business elsewhere. We're not the only city in town when it comes to conventions. Chicago, Miami, San Diego, California, and LA have massive convention spaces. So if Vegas needs to attract these conventioneers back, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the fall. What's more interesting is our next indicator, which is our total occupancy versus room inventory. Because if it wasn't for some demolition of some hotels, this next number would be a lot worse. Now, one such property that's tried the no resort fees and free parking thing is Resorts World. They really don't like people with cameras at Resorts World. I have suspicions that I can't tell anybody except for my Patreon audience on that. And even then, I'm maybe not going to do it. But let's see if Resorts World is busy with their no resort fees and their free parking. And as I expected, not a single solitary soul. On a side note, do you ever wonder how these places actually stay in business? Are their rents being subsidized by the properties? I've never seen a single person over at this place. It's called Micho's Tacos or Michi's Tacos. But I always see Tacos El Gordo across the street doing gangbusters business. Tell me in the comments below, because back in the day we used to make a joke about money laundering or the mob. What are we seeing here? How do they stay in business? Inquiring minds gotta know. So total hotel room occupancy, that matters a whole bunch, right? And you know it does. I mean, the casinos make the bulk majority of, their guaranteed revenue off of things like resort fees. But our total occupancy, get this, 78.7% for June. That's actually down a lot. It's down 6.5%. And remember I told you it could be a lot worse? Well, that's true, because we had actually a full 2.3% of all the rooms in Vegas taken offline last year, with the Mirage being redeveloped down the road, and even further down, the Tropicana being bulldozed, demolished, and wiped off the planet Earth to make way for the Oakland Athletic Stadium. That means that it could have been much worse. I mean, if we had all those rooms online, you would have been looking at something like an 8.8% drop in total occupancy. And when are people actually coming into town? Well, that's the strange thing, because we have fallen through the floor. I thought 90% was a support beam for this town, but we're way past that. Yeah, the hotel on the weekend versus the hotel on the weekday, they both dropped to new lows. This area behind me that we're going to walk past right now too, it is one of the very last vestiges of the old Vegas, kicking and screaming. Let's take a look at some of these gift shops and stuff like that. The shiny new Resorts World across the street. When they opened this place, I flat out said, do they not understand the people that go over there are probably not the people they want in that building, that they're building luxury at? And that's exactly it. Exclusivity and snobbery versus everyday life for the hardworking people. No wonder why this place is always super busy and the taco shop over there is super dead. So on the weekends, when you figure people should be coming into town the most, in the past, weekend occupancy rates have been running 95%. Now, at this point in Vegas, they're running a whopping, not joking, 87.6%. But when it comes down to our midweek occupancy, it's dropped even further, with last year being 82.6% and this year being 75.5%. I mean, there's hardly anybody in town on the weekends. The fake dispensary, the timeshare booth, and the everything is $10 or less store. If you want cheap stuff, you come here. If you want luxury, you probably shouldn't go to Resorts World. Go to Fontainebleau instead. Well, what if you just want to have a good time in Vegas? Well, that's where the casinos have you covered, as long as you have the bucks. A few rapid fire things to go through here, things like average room rates and daily room rates, and the downtown has slipped about 2.3%. The Strip has slipped 6.6%. So room rates are coming down, albeit slightly. People are still paying $163 on average in the city. On the Strip, they're paying $174. And on downtown Vegas, they're paying about $90 for a night. Now, it doesn't say whether or not that includes resort fees. And if it does not include resort fees, then you can add another $25 to $50 onto every single price that I just quoted you. What about the overall total room nights occupied? That one matters, and that one is one of the ones that's hardest hit. We're now in official, borderline Stabbyville territory, so why don't you throw us a subscription if you're finding this at all enlightening, even 1%. I do reports like this, and I report on the real situation in Vegas. And at least if it's Stabbyville, we do have a Catholic church right behind us right there. So for years, Harry Reid International Airport, formerly known as McCarran International Airport, future be known as whoever has enough money to put their name on it. That was one of the busiest airports in the entire United States of America. And they were even talking about building a new airport out in Jean, Nevada, finding land, doing surveys. And we're flashing right back to 2008, because the last time they talked about that, what happened? The entire wheels fell off of the economy and nothing happened. And here we are again with 6.3% drop at Harry Reid International Airport, largely due to international tourists who are just not traveling here. On a side note, I don't want to get political, but why do you think people are not traveling here? Leave me a comment below. Why is it that Canadians, Mexicans, Brits, and people from around the world are afraid to travel? I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. We have had some trip reports from people saying that their customs and immigration journey into the United States was quite pleasant. We had a live stream, which is why you should subscribe to this channel, because we do live streams, with a guy from England saying that he's never had nicer border experiences than in 2025. But that's probably part of the big drop. Regional drive-ins are taking a hit as well, because those people that are coming here from California, they're certainly not flying in. Either Californians are not doing so well financially, or they're staying in California to gamble at the plethora of choices they have with the Native American gaming industry blowing up in the last few years. Yeah, our drive-ins at the Nevada border, California border, which are actually tracked, are down 4.3%. Now, other drive-ins from other areas, meaning mostly Arizona and Utah, are actually up 0.9%. So maybe we're advertising or marketing more to those places. You never can really tell. We have our casino gaming revenue, which is the one that will perplex you the most, and we'll explain why they are the way they are. Something else you can't explain is the fact that we have a Catholic church on the Las Vegas Strip. Most people don't know this, but there's actually two churches, one of them literally on Las Vegas Boulevard right here behind me. A rumor I heard, which I can't substantiate, is that this was the one building that the Wynn was not able to buy. You can actually see the Wynn in the Encore behind me right here, and I heard a story that said that Steve Wynn sent an emissary to the Catholic city of the Vatican and tried to negotiate for this land, and they just wouldn't give it up. Kind of nice to have this on the Strip. Have you ever been to a church in Vegas? Did you know that there's a lot of churches in Vegas? Leave me a comment below as we take a look at that one important factor, which is how much these Crystal Palaces, not the churches, are making on the Strip. If you ever wanted proof that downtown is kicking the literal pants off Las Vegas Boulevard in terms of value and where people want to go, it's in these numbers right here. This will shock you and blow you away. When it comes to how much revenue the casinos make, the Strip did increase its take a little bit. That's the weird thing, right? All these people aren't coming. The room revenues are down. Drive-ins are down, fly-ins are down. It's so down. The Strip made 0.9% more money this last June than they did in 2024. But what about Fremont Street? 10.5% increases for casino takes on Fremont Street. Tell me that people aren't sick and tired of the overpriced Las Vegas Strip without telling me that people are sick and tired of the overpriced Las Vegas Strip. And I'll point you right to that one particular number. That is insane. What's even more insane is that local casinos are doing bonkers business. The Boulder Strip, which is a little strip of buildings that runs with some local hotels on the east side of town, is up a staggering 19.3% when it comes to gaming from June 2025 from June 2024. That is just bonkers. That shows us the Vegas economy, even though we have one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. Stay tuned and subscribe for a video on that, and I'll explain why unemployment is so bad out here. That just shows that we still have a decent economy in this town, which gives me hope for the future. So at the start of this video, I put forth that if you still think that Vegas is doing gangbusters business by the end of this video, you must be an idiot. At the end of this video, I think you could either be an idiot or you're just a casino investor who loves to see that gaming revenue go up month after month. The problem with those casino investors and the casino's point of view that everything is great because the revenues from gaming are up is that they can only milk their customers for so long. They can only play the game of exclusivity and false scarcity by jacking prices for so long. I want to make a video about what I call the enshittification of Vegas. And enshittification is a term that YouTube probably doesn't like very much. But subscribe for that video, because if I don't tell you to subscribe, you won't know to follow up on my videos in the future. And look, I really do love Vegas. I love it just like the people that you see right here. These are my Patreon followers. A lot of them have been following me for 6 years. And if you want to get extra videos, almost 2 hours of extra videos every single month, you can sign up for a paid Patreon account. And if you want to get access to my live stream replays, which go unlisted after they've played live, you can sign up for a completely free Patreon account with $0 involved, so you can still be part of our community. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, liking. I'm going to put a playlist next to my head with other videos on the economy in Vegas so you guys can have an overall broader understanding of what I've been talking about for about 2 or 3 months straight. And until we get you the next time, join us on a live stream on the weekends. My name is Steven. Like, share, subscribe if you're just browsing through. Now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. 3, 2, 1, and click!